Jennifer Martinez had 23 seventh graders in room 14 when the sirens started wailing across Moore, Oklahoma. When the wall exploded inward and the EF-5's winds started peeling the school apart like cardboard, she had one ancient piano, one solid oak door, and 12 minutes before rescuers could dig them out. This is how a 32-year-old teacher with a fractured spine held off half a ton of falling concrete with her body. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from. And if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow I've saved something extra special for you. 20 minutes earlier, Jennifer Martinez was teaching fractions to 23 restless seventh graders who'd rather be anywhere else on a hot May afternoon. The classroom felt like an oven. The ancient AC unit in the corner rattled and wheezed but produced nothing except noise. She'd opened the single window along the west wall, hoping for a breeze that never came. "Miss Martinez, why's the sky look weird?" Emma Rodriguez pointed toward the window. Jennifer glanced outside. The sky had turned an odd greenish-yellow, the color every Oklahoma native recognized. She'd grown up in Moore, seen dozens of tornadoes touch down across the plains. This particular shade of green meant rotation, meant danger, meant pay attention. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. Text from Mark. "Rotation spotted near Newcastle. Watch the sky." She kept her voice steady. "It's just storm clouds, Emma. Nothing to worry about yet." The lie tasted bitter, but panic wouldn't help anyone. She returned to the whiteboard, writing out another fraction problem while watching that sky from the corner of her eye. Mark worked at the National Weather Service office in Norman, been a meteorologist for 8 years. When he texted during school hours, it meant something serious was developing. She typed back with one hand while explaining denominators with the other. How serious? 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Finally, PDS watch issued. This could be bad. PDS, particularly dangerous situation, the words forecasters used when they expected the worst. She'd heard Mark use that term maybe 5 times in their 9 years together. Each time people died, Tyler Brooks wheeled his chair closer to her desk. "Miss Martinez, my mom just texted. Says there's a tornado warning." The other students looked up, suddenly alert. Jennifer checked her phone. Sure enough, the alert banner glowed red across her screen. Tornado warning. Moore, Oklahoma. Take shelter immediately. No sirens yet. The city's warning system typically gave them 3 to 5 minutes of lead time. Maybe more if they were lucky. She did a quick mental calculation. The school's designated tornado shelter was in the main building, 200 yards across an open courtyard. Tyler couldn't move fast even on a good day, and his wheelchair aide had called in sick. If they ran for it and the tornado hit while they were exposed, her phone buzzed again. Mark, velocity couplet intensifying. This is the big one. Get to shelter now. That's when the sirens started wailing, that distinctive rising and falling wail that made every muscle in her body tense. The intercom crackled to life. Principal Watkins' voice trying to sound calm but failing. "Attention all staff. Tornado warning in effect. Initiate shelter procedures immediately. This is not a drill." Jennifer stood. "Okay, everyone. Line up at the door. Quickly, but don't run." She kept her voice firm, authoritative. The voice that said she had everything under control, even when she absolutely didn't. The students moved with surprising efficiency. 6 years of tornado drills paying off. But as they lined up, Jennifer looked at Tyler, looked at the window where the sky had turned nearly black, looked at the courtyard outside where teachers were already herding students toward the main building. She made a decision that would save 23 lives and nearly cost her own. Change of plans, everyone away from the windows. North wall, now. "Miss Martinez, what about the shelter?" Mia Chen's voice climbed half an octave. The girl was already sweating, probably her blood sugar dropping. Diabetic. Needed her insulin kit from her backpack. "We're staying here." Jennifer moved to the north wall, scanning the room with new eyes. Not a classroom anymore. A bunker. She needed cover. Something solid. Her gaze landed on the upright piano against the wall. Ancient Baldwin from the 60s, donated by some parent years ago. Nobody played it. Too out of tune for the music teacher to bother with. but it was solid oak, had to weigh 700 or 800 pounds. "Tyler, Marco, David, help me move this piano. Now!" Marco stared at her like she'd lost her mind. "Right now." The boys rushed over. Jennifer grabbed one side. Her left knee, the one she'd blown out playing college soccer, protested immediately, but she ignored it. They heaved. The piano scraped across the linoleum, inch by inch, creating a gap between it and the wall. Through the window, she saw the last group of students disappearing into the main building. Mrs. Patterson from next door paused at the courtyard, looked back at room 14. Jennifer could read the question on her face. "You coming?" Jennifer shook her head, pointed at Tyler, mouthed, "Can't make it." Mrs. Patterson hesitated, then nodded and ran. Everyone behind the piano, smallest in back, tallest in front. Jennifer kept her voice level, but inside her mind was racing through worst-case scenarios. The school was old, built in 1968 before modern tornado codes. These walls weren't reinforced. This room sat on the southwest corner of the building, the most exposed position possible. If the tornado hit from the west or south, this wall would go first. But Tyler couldn't make that run, not in time, and she wouldn't leave him. Emma started hyperventilating. "I can't. There's no space. I can't breathe. Emma, look at me." Jennifer gripped the girl's shoulders. "You can do this. I need you to help the little ones. Can you do that for me?" Emma nodded, still gasping but focusing. "Good, give her a job. Something besides panic." The students wedged themselves behind the piano. 23 kids ranging from 11 to 13 years old, packed tight. Jennifer did a quick head count, all present. Then she spotted the classroom door. Solid oak, 3 inches thick, original to the building. The kind they didn't make anymore. Heavy enough that students complained every time they had to close it. She crossed the room in 4 strides and slammed it shut. The latch clicked. Then she gripped the handle and pulled. Hard. The old hinges creaked, protested, then gave way. The door came free in her hands, 200 pounds of solid oak. Her phone buzzed one last time. "Mark, it's on the ground, mile wide, coming straight at you. I love you." She typed back with shaking hands. "I love you too. Tell the kids I—" The lights went out. The siren's wail cut off mid-note. In the sudden silence, Jennifer heard something that made her blood freeze. A sound like a freight train, like a jet engine, like the end of the world. It was here. Jennifer had maybe 30 seconds. She dragged the oak door to the piano, muscles screaming, positioned it at an angle against the piano's top, creating a makeshift roof over the gap where her students huddled. "Everyone get down, heads between your knees. Lock your arms together." Her voice cut through their rising panic. "Do not let go of each other. No matter what happens, you hold on." The roar grew louder, impossibly loud. The kind of sound that hurt your ears, made your chest vibrate, turned your bones to jelly. The window glass started rattling in its frame, then flexing, bowing inward like it was made of rubber instead of glass. Jennifer squeezed herself into the gap between the door and the piano, braced her back against the door, feet planted wide against the floor. If debris hit, the door would take the impact. If the roof came down, the door would catch it, and she would hold the door in place. Simple physics, simple plan, probably impossible. Tyler looked up at her from his position, wedged between 2 other boys. "Miss Martinez, what about you?" "I'm right here. I've got you." She met his eyes, tried to smile. "I've got all of you. I promise." The west wall exploded. No warning, no gradual failure. 1 second it was there, the next it was gone. Brick and mortar and insulation disintegrating into a horizontal blast of shrapnel. The tornado's wind hit Jennifer like a physical force, trying to rip her away from the piano. 210 miles per hour. She'd read that number in weather reports her whole life, never understood what it meant until now. It meant you couldn't breathe. The wind literally pulled the air from your lungs. It meant standing was impossible. It meant every loose object became a missile. Desks flew across the room and disintegrated against the far wall. Student chairs tumbled through the air like toys. Her computer monitor exploded into shards of glass and plastic. Something hit the door. Hard. The impact transferred through the wood into Jennifer's spine. Pain shot down her back, but she locked her knees and held position. Another impact, then another. Debris hammering the door in a constant drumbeat of destruction. Under her, she heard the students screaming, couldn't make out individual voices over the roar, just raw terror. She wanted to reassure them, say something comforting, but she couldn't spare the breath. Taking her mouth off the inside of her elbow meant inhaling concrete dust and insulation. She could barely breathe as it was. The piano shifted, slid 6 inches toward the missing wall. Jennifer felt it start to move and threw all her weight against the door, using it as a lever to push back. Her left knee buckled, the old injury giving way. She ignored it, locked the knee again. The piano stopped sliding. Above her, something massive hit the roof. The entire building shuddered. Steel beams groaned. She looked up through the chaos and saw the ceiling tiles raining down. Then the tiles were gone, and she could see the actual roof structure, could see the steel beams bending under the tornado's force. One beam directly above her position gave a metallic shriek and started to sag. A metal shelf bracket spinning through the air like a throwing star hit Jennifer square in the back. She felt it punch through her shirt, felt the hot bloom of blood spreading across her shoulders. The pain was immediate and sharp, but distant somehow, adrenaline doing its job. She stayed locked in position, door braced against the piano, her body the only thing keeping their shelter from collapsing. Rain started driving through the missing wall. Horizontal sheets of water mixed with debris, not falling, flying sideways at impossible speeds. Jennifer's clothes were soaked in seconds. The students beneath her were getting drenched, but wet was better than dead. Something large tumbled past the opening where the wall used to be. Looked like a car, just rolling through the air like someone had tossed a toy. The image burned into her brain for the half-second it was visible, before vanishing into the chaos. The beam above her bent further. Concrete from the roof started cracking, chunks breaking free. One piece the size of a cinder block crashed onto the door. The impact drove Jennifer to her knees. The door cracked, but held. She forced herself back up. Legs shaking, every muscle in her body screaming. Her back was on fire where the bracket had hit her, blood running warm down her spine. "Stay down!" she shouted over the roar. Didn't know if the students could hear her. Didn't matter. Had to try. "Don't move!" Tyler's wheelchair, she left it by her desk, ripped away through the missing wall. Gone in an instant. Just vanished into the gray-black chaos outside. The desk went with it. Her computer, the bookshelf. Everything that wasn't nailed down becoming part of the tornado's ammunition. The door cracked again, a split running down its center, but it held together. Solid oak from 1968 when they built things to last. Modern hollow core door would have disintegrated by now. She said a silent prayer of thanks to whatever school board had been too cheap to upgrade. Above her, the beam gave another metallic groan. She watched it bend in what felt like slow motion. Watched the concrete around it start to crumble. Knew what was coming. Knew she couldn't stop it. Could only brace for it. The beam failed. A section of roof, maybe 10 feet across, came down directly on top of their position. Jennifer saw it falling and did the only thing she could. Pushed up against the door with everything she had. Turned herself into a human support beam. The roof section hit the door. The weight transferred through the wood into her shoulders, her spine, her legs. She'd never felt anything like it, like someone had dropped a car on her back. Her legs buckled. She went down to her knees. The door tilted, started to slide. "No!" The word ripped out of her throat. She found strength she didn't know existed. Shoved back up, straightened her legs through the pain. The door steadied. The roof section settled onto it, the door catching its weight. She was holding up the roof, literally supporting hundreds of pounds of concrete and steel with her body and the door. Her spine compressed. Something in her lower back gave a crack she felt more than heard. Beneath her, the students were still there. Still alive. Still depending on her. She held. Time stopped meaning anything. Could have been 30 seconds or 30 minutes. Jennifer existed in a space beyond thought, beyond pain, beyond anything except a single imperative. Hold the door. Her muscles shook uncontrollably. Sweat and rain and blood mixed together, running into her eyes. She couldn't wipe it away, couldn't move her hands. Both were locked on the door's edges, white-knuckled, keeping it positioned. More debris slammed into the door. Each impact sent shock waves through her body. Her ribs felt wrong on the left side. Cracked, maybe. Breathing hurt. Everything hurt. But the students beneath her were quiet now, not screaming anymore, either in shock or conserving air, or passed out. She didn't know, couldn't check, could only hold. Her left leg went numb, completely numb from the knee down. The old soccer injury finally giving up entirely. She shifted her weight to her right leg. It trembled under the load. Wouldn't last long, maybe a minute, maybe less. Through the gaps in the debris, she caught glimpses of the tornado, the actual funnel, gray-black and massive, easily a mile wide like Mark had said. She'd seen tornadoes before, but never like this. Never from inside one. The wind was indescribable, beyond anything natural. It felt angry, felt alive, felt like it wanted to kill them specifically. Another section of roof came down, smaller this time, hit the edge of the door and slid off to the side, but the weight was still there, still pressing down. Jennifer's right leg started to buckle. She locked the knee. It buckled anyway. She was going down whether she wanted to or not. Please, she whispered. Didn't know who she was talking to. God, maybe. Mark, her own body. Please just hold on. Her forehead touched the floor. She was in a position like a prayer now, kneeling, head down, back arched to support the door and the roof. Every vertebra in her spine screaming. That crack she'd felt earlier was worse than she thought. Something was definitely broken. She could feel it grinding with every breath. A small hand touched her arm. Someone was reaching out from under the piano. She couldn't turn her head to see who. The hand squeezed her wrist. Once, twice, 3 times. A student. Letting her know they were there. Letting her know they understood. Jennifer squeezed back, best she could with her hand locked on the door. The hand withdrew. The roar was changing. Not quieter exactly. Different. The pitch was shifting, rising, or was it falling? She couldn't tell anymore. Her ears felt like they were bleeding. Probably were. The pressure changes alone were enough to rupture eardrums. More roof sections fell. The door was catching most of it, but debris was piling up around them, trapping them. Even if the tornado passed, they'd be buried. Would rescuers find them? Would they know to look in room 14? Most of the school was probably gone. They might assume everyone had made it to the main shelter. Her right leg gave out completely. She collapsed forward, face hitting the floor. The door tilted dangerously. She heard the students gasp beneath her, felt the piano start to shift. No, not like this. She planted her forearms on the floor, pushed up, not to standing. She couldn't stand anymore, but to a position that could support the load. Forearms down, back arched, door braced, like a human bridge. The concrete floor was ice cold against her forehead. Jennifer could feel her consciousness wavering, black spots dancing at the edges of her vision. Her body was shutting down, going into shock. Blood loss and trauma and impossible physical strain all catching up at once. She thought about her own kids. Sarah, 5 years old. Jacob, 3. Mark would have to raise them alone. Would they remember her? Sarah might. Jacob was too young. He'd grow up with photos and stories, but no real memory of his mother. That thought made her angry. Anger cut through the fog, sharpened her focus. She wasn't dying in this classroom. Not today. These 23 kids were going home to their parents, and she was going home to hers. Beneath her, someone was crying, soft, hiccuping sobs. Then another voice. Tyler. It's okay, Mia. We're okay. Miss Martinez has us. The faith in his voice broke something in her chest. This kid believed she could protect them. They all did, and she couldn't let them down. The roar was definitely changing now. Still impossibly loud, but the pitch was dropping. The wind speed decreasing. Not much. Maybe from 200 miles per hour to 150. Still enough to kill everyone in this room if she let go. But it meant the tornado was weakening or moving away. Either way, it meant an end was coming. She just had to hold on until it arrived. More debris hit the door. Something sharp punched through the wood, missing her shoulder by inches. A piece of rebar, twisted and bent. She stared at it. If that had hit her head, she'd be dead. The students would be dead. Everything decided by 6 inches of random chance. Another impact, this one against the piano itself. The whole thing shifted sideways. Jennifer felt it moving and screamed. Not in pain, in rage, in defiance. She shoved against the door, using it as a lever. The piano stopped moving, settled back into position. Her arms were shaking so badly she could barely maintain pressure. Every muscle fiber was done, tapped out, running on nothing but will. Her back was a mass of agony. Breathing was like being stabbed with each inhale. She tasted blood in her mouth, had bitten through her lip at some point without noticing. The emergency kit. She grabbed it from the cabinet before everything went to hell. Where was it? She couldn't remember. Probably gone. Blown away with everything else. It didn't matter. They couldn't use it anyway. Not until the storm passed. Not until she could move. If she could move. That crack in her spine felt worse with every second. She couldn't feel her legs at all anymore. Both completely numb. Just dead weight beneath her. If her spine was severed, she'd never walk again. Never chase Sarah around the backyard. Never carry Jacob on her shoulders. Never dance with Mark in their kitchen on Saturday mornings. Stop it. Focus on now. Future didn't matter if there was no future. Tyler's voice again, louder this time. Miss Martinez, the wind. Listen, it's getting quieter. He was right. The freight train roar had diminished to something more like a jet engine. Still deafening, still deadly, but less. Definitely less. She forced words out through clenched teeth. Stay. Down. Not. Over. Yet. We're not going anywhere, Tyler said. We've got you. This story takes time to craft. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Now back to the story. Jennifer's vision tunneled. The black spots weren't at the edges anymore. They were everywhere, closing in. She was losing consciousness. Could feel it happening. Her grip on the door weakened. Miss Martinez! Emma's voice sharp with panic. Stay awake. Talk to her, Tyler said. Everyone talk. Keep her with us. Voices erupted beneath the piano. Kids calling her name, asking questions. Anything to keep her engaged. One girl recited multiplication tables. Another described his dog. Random, chaotic, beautiful noise. It worked. The voices pulled her back. She focused on them, counted them. 23 different voices, all still there, all still alive. What's 7 times 8? Tyler called out. 56. What's your son's name? Jacob. Speaking hurt. Every word cost her. 3 years old, obsessed with dinosaurs. What's his favorite? Triceratops. A wet laugh escaped her throat. Won't shut up about Triceratops. My little brother's like that with trains, Marco said. Drives me crazy. You love it though, Jennifer whispered. Cherish it, they grow up fast. The wind was definitely weakening, down to maybe 100 miles per hour now. The debris impacts were less frequent. The worst was passing. She just had to hold on a little longer. Her arms gave out. Completely. Just stopped working. She collapsed flat, face pressed against the cold concrete. The door started to tilt. She felt the weight shift, felt the piano begin to move. Small hands appeared from under the piano. Student hands, pressing up against the door from below. 4 hands, 6, 8, as many as could reach. They were trying to help hold it up. On 3, Tyler said, everyone push. 1, 2, 3. They pushed. Jennifer felt the door stabilize. The piano stopped moving. These kids were helping support the roof. Helping save themselves. Helping save her. She found something she didn't know she had left. Some reserve buried so deep she'd never accessed it before. She planted her forearms again. Pushed. Her muscles screamed in protest but responded. The door steadied further. That's it, Tyler encouraged. We've got it, together. They held, teacher and students, 24 people functioning as one structure, One unit, one family. The roar continued to fade. Jennifer could hear individual sounds now. Rain hitting debris. Wind howling but not screaming. Somewhere far away, a car alarm. That meant other buildings, other survivors. "How long has it been?" someone asked. Jennifer had no idea, no sense of time. Her phone was gone, blown away or buried in debris. "Don't know," she managed. "Doesn't matter. We hold until it stops." "My mom's gonna kill me," Emma said. "I promised I'd clean my room today." Scattered laughter, weak and shaky but real. "Your mom's gonna hug you so hard your ribs crack," Jennifer said. More laughter, stronger this time. The wind dropped again. Now it sounded like a regular storm. Heavy rain and strong gusts, but nothing supernatural. The tornado had moved on, but Jennifer didn't dare move. Tornadoes could circle back, could spawn new funnels. She'd heard the stories her whole life. People who survived the initial impact only to die when they came out too early. "Nobody moves," she said. "We stay here until we hear voices, until someone comes for us." "What if nobody comes?" Mia asked. Her voice was weak, shaky. "They'll come," Jennifer promised. "Mark knows where we are. First responders will search every room." She hoped that was true, but looking at the destruction around them, she wasn't sure there was enough left of room 14 to identify. The entire west wall was gone. Most of the roof, too. Rescuers might walk right past them. "When they come," Tyler said, "we need to make noise. Lots of noise." Smart kid, leadership emerging from crisis. "Everyone got their voices?" she asked. "Can you yell?" A chorus of weak affirmatives. Some of the kids were crying. Others were silent. But they were all there, all alive. 23 students, not one lost. The rain intensified. Normal rain now, falling straight down. It poured through the gaps in the debris, soaking them further. Jennifer was so cold. Her wet clothes, blood loss, shock. She started shivering uncontrollably. "Miss Martinez, you're shaking," Emma said. "Just cold. I'm okay." "You're not okay," Tyler said flatly. "You're hurt bad. We all see the blood." Jennifer looked down. Her arms were covered in it. Her shirt was more red than white. The concrete beneath her had a dark pool spreading from her position. "I'm fine until help arrives," she said. "Stubborn," Tyler muttered. "That's why you're alive," she shot back. Minutes passed. Jennifer's shivering got worse. Her teeth were chattering. The students had stopped talking, saving their energy. Waiting. Then Mia made a small sound. Not quite a moan. Just a sound that meant trouble. "Mia." Jennifer tried to turn her head but couldn't. "Talk to me, sweetie." "Don't feel good," Mia slurred. "Everything's spinny." Her blood sugar, too low for too long. She needed her insulin kit. "Emergency kit," Jennifer gasped. "Red pouch. Anyone see it?" Shuffling sounds. Kids moving carefully in their confined space. Then Marco's voice. "Found it. It's wedged under the piano leg." "Get it. Careful. Don't shift the piano." More careful movement. Jennifer held her breath. "Got it," Marco said. "Red pocket. Inside. Sugar packets. Fast." Marco's hands fumbled with the kit. The zipper. The rustling of contents. "Found them. 3 packets. Tear one open. Mia, can you hear me?" "Yeah." Mia's voice was faint, slurred. "Marco's going to put sugar under your tongue. Don't swallow, just let it dissolve." Jennifer listened to Marco coaching Mia through it. Heard the girls breathing even out slightly as the sugar hit her system. Not a fix. Just buying time. More minutes crawled past. Jennifer's consciousness was fading again. The voices of her students becoming distant. Muffled, like she was underwater. "Don't you dare," Tyler said sharply. "Stay with us." "Trying," she whispered. "Try harder. You held a roof for us. You can stay awake 5 more minutes." 5 minutes. She could do 5 minutes. Emma started singing, some pop song Jennifer recognized from the radio. Other students joined in, off-key and scattered but determined, filling the space with sound, with life. Jennifer smiled despite everything. These kids were extraordinary. The singing stopped abruptly. Tyler shushed everyone. "Listen," he hissed. Voices, adult voices, distant but getting closer, shouting names, searching. "Here!" Tyler screamed. "We're here! Room 14!" All 23 students joined in, screaming, shouting, making as much noise as possible. Jennifer wanted to help but couldn't find the breath. The voices got closer, then stopped. Silence except for the rain. "They didn't hear us," someone said. "Again," Tyler ordered. "On 3. 1, 2, 3. Help, we're here. Room 14. More silence. Jennifer's heart sank. Then a voice, much closer. "I heard something. Over here." "Help!" the student screamed. "We're alive!" The sound of debris being moved. Concrete scraping against concrete. Then light. Actual sunlight breaking through. A gap appearing in the rubble above them. A firefighter's face appeared in the gap. His eyes went wide. "Jesus Christ, there's people down here. Multiple victims. Room 14. More voices, more hands. The gap widened. Jennifer could see sky. Gray and stormy, but beautiful. "How many?" someone shouted. Tyler answered, strong and clear. 24, 23 students and 1 teacher. Teachers hurt bad. "Hang tight. We're getting you out." Jennifer felt the weight on her back shift as rescuers worked. Felt the door being lifted carefully. Felt hands touching her shoulders. A paramedic's face appeared in her field of vision. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" She nodded, barely. "Don't try to move. We're going to stabilize your spine. You're going to be okay." Jennifer's last thought before consciousness finally left her was simple and complete. "All 23. I kept all 23. The paramedic shouted orders Jennifer couldn't process. Her hearing was going in and out. Voices loud, then muffled, then loud again. She felt hands sliding a backboard under her body, felt the sharp pain as they moved her broken spine, tried not to scream, failed. "Easy, easy," the paramedic said. "I know it hurts. We've got you." Around her, other first responders were extracting students. She heard Tyler directing them. "Mia first. She's diabetic. Blood sugar's low. Then Emma. She's claustrophobic, losing it. Still leading even now. Still taking care of his classmates. Someone was crying. Not a student. An adult." Jennifer turned her head slightly and saw Principal Watkins standing in the rubble. The woman's face was streaked with tears and dust. We all thought, when we couldn't find room 14, "They're alive," the firefighter said. "All of them. Because of her." Jennifer wanted to say something, wanted to explain that it wasn't just her, that the students had helped, that Tyler had kept her conscious, that they'd all held that door together at the end. But her mouth wouldn't form words anymore. The paramedics lifted her. The movement sent fresh agony through her spine. Her vision went white. When it cleared, she was being carried through what used to be her classroom, or what was left of it. The destruction was total. Every desk gone. Every wall except the north one collapsed. The ceiling completely gone. Just a field of debris with one piano standing like a defiant monument in the middle. She'd held that roof, held it with her body. The impossibility of it hit her all at once. No one should be able to do what she'd just done. The human body wasn't designed for that kind of load, that kind of endurance. But she'd done it anyway because the alternative was 23 dead children. They reached the ambulance. Mark was there, her husband, still in his National Weather Service uniform. He grabbed her hand. "Jen, God, Jen, I watched it on radar. I knew it hit your school. I thought, all 23, she whispered, the only words that mattered. "I got all 23. He kissed her forehead. I know you did. You're a hero." "Just a teacher," she said. Then everything went black. Jennifer woke to beeping machines and antiseptic smell. Hospital. Her entire body felt wrong. Distant. She tried to move her toes. Nothing. Tried her fingers. Those worked. Mark's face appeared above her. He looked like he'd aged 10 years. Red eyes, still wearing the same clothes. "Hey," he said softly. "Welcome back." "How long?" 3 days. Medically induced coma. Spinal surgery. You fractured your C6 vertebra. Multiple lacerations. Cracked ribs. Severe blood loss. If you'd held that position 5 more minutes, you would have died. The kids, all alive. 23 students walked out. She closed her eyes, relief flooding through her. Can I walk? Mark's pause told her everything. They don't know yet. The vertebra was fractured but not severed. Swelling around the spinal cord. Could be temporary. Could be permanent. Might never walk again. She'd stayed to protect Tyler because he couldn't run. Now she might never run again either. Worth it, she said. What? Worth it? 23 kids. I'd do it again. Mark kissed her forehead. I know you would. The door opened. An older man in a suit entered. Gray hair, kind eyes. Mrs. Martinez, I'm Dr. Chen, neurosurgeon. I've been doing this 30 years, and I have never seen anything like what you did. The position they found you in, the weight you were supporting, it should have killed you. But will I walk? Honestly, I don't know. The next few weeks will tell us. A soft knock. Tyler wheeled himself in, followed by his mother. His eyes were red. Miss Martinez, his voice cracked. They said we could visit. Come here. He wheeled closer, grabbed her hand. Everyone's okay. Mia's blood sugar stabilized. Emma's seeing a therapist. Marco won't stop talking about how we held the door together. He paused. They're saying you're a hero, but you were already my hero. You kept me awake. When I was fading, you pulled me back. His mother wiped her eyes. When they told me everyone in room 14 survived, I didn't believe it. Jennifer knew. 7 students dead, 3 teachers, the janitor, all gone. Over the next week, visitors came in waves, parents crying, students needing to see her alive. Principal Watkins broke down apologizing. I questioned your decision. Good thing you didn't come back. Would have been one more person to protect. Media attention started day 5. Local news, then national. Mark fielded requests, turning most away. But he let one through. A local reporter who'd lost her daughter in the 1999 Moore tornado. The reporter asked, "How did you hold that roof?" I didn't think about holding the roof. I thought about Tyler, about Emma, about all 23 of them, their parents, their futures. And I decided my back could break, but I wouldn't let go. That's not heroism, that's just love. The clip went viral, 12 million views in 24 hours. The governor visited, promised funding for tornado shelters in every Oklahoma school. On day 10, Dr. Chen ran tests, stuck pins in her legs. She felt them, faint pressure, but something. The swelling's decreasing. With physical therapy, you might regain function. Might. I'll take might. That afternoon, all 23 students came. Together, they crowded into her room. Emma held up a poster board. Every student had signed it. Tyler had written, "You held us up, now we'll hold you up." Jennifer started crying. "There's more," Tyler said. He pulled out a letter. "They're naming the new school after you. Jennifer Martinez Elementary." 23 pairs of hands touched her arms, her shoulders, connected again. Physical therapy started 2 weeks after surgery. A therapist named Rita. She didn't coddle Jennifer. "Your spine is damaged but not destroyed. We're going to teach your body new pathways. It's going to hurt. You ready?" Jennifer was ready. First session, she couldn't move her left leg. The right one twitched with electrical stimulation. Progress measured in millimeters. Week 3, she wiggled her toes. Both feet. Rita cheered. The connection is there. Mark brought Sarah and Jacob to visit. Jennifer held them both, careful of her back brace. "When are you coming home?" Sarah asked. "Soon, baby, as soon as I can walk." "What if you can't walk?" "Then I'll come home anyway, in a wheelchair, like Tyler." The students visited twice a week. Room 14's class stayed together. All 23 in the same homeroom. Tyler wanted to be a doctor. "Like the ones who saved you. I want to save people too." Week 5, Jennifer stood. Rita and Mark on either side, but her legs were doing the work. She lasted 15 seconds before collapsing, but 15 seconds was enough. "Again," she said, each time lasting longer. By session's end, Jennifer hit 30 seconds. Week 7 brought the breakthrough. Jennifer took 3 steps. Actual steps. Her left knee held firm. 3 steps, Rita said. Next week we go for 5. They hit 5 on day 49. 10 steps on day 56. By week 9, Jennifer was walking the therapy room with just a cane. Dr. Chen ran new scans and smiled. The bone is healing beautifully. I'm clearing you for discharge next week. Home. Back to Sarah and Jacob. The students threw her a party in the hospital cafeteria. Emma presented a photo album. Pictures from that day. The aftermath. Room 14 reduced to rubble. The piano standing alone. And photos of now. The kids smiling. The last page had a group photo. All 23 students around an empty chair. Tyler had written, Room 14, Survivors, Forever. The Carnegie Medal arrived on day 63. A representative read a citation about extraordinary heroism. Jennifer accepted it with hands that still shook from therapy. After he left, Jennifer stared at the medal. Heavy bronze, May 20th, 2013. The day that split her life into before and after. She thought about the other teachers who died. Mrs. Patterson, Mr. Gomez, young Miss Chen, only 24. They'd tried to save students too, made different choices. Why had she survived? Location, pure luck. Her room happened to have that piano, that door, that corner position, any other classroom, and they'd all be dead. The nightmares started that night. She was back in room 14, the wall exploding, the roof falling. But in the dream, she couldn't hold the door. Her arms gave out. The roof crushed them all. She woke up screaming. You held it, Mark said firmly. They're alive, all 23. But the dreams came every night, different versions of the same failure. Rita noticed the exhaustion. You're not sleeping. Nightmares, about failing, about not being strong enough. Rita stopped the exercise. You held a building on your back for 12 minutes. Your body did something medically impossible. You were strong enough. Mark insisted she see a therapist, someone who specialized in PTSD. Dr. Patel listened as Jennifer talked about the guilt, the 7 who died, the nightmares, the fear of going back. You're experiencing survivor's guilt, Dr. Patel said. You saved 23 lives, but you're focused on the 7 you couldn't reach. I should have done more. What more could you have done? You made the only choice that saved anyone. They worked on it, twice a week, processing the impossible choice. Slowly the nightmares decreased, not gone, but manageable. Discharge day arrived on a Thursday morning in late July, 72 days since the tornado. Jennifer walked out of the hospital on her own feet, slow, careful, using a cane, but walking. Sarah and Jacob were waiting by the car. They ran to her. Jennifer knelt down and wrapped both kids in her arms. They smelled like home. Mommy, you're squishing me, Jacob complained. Good, Jennifer said, squishing harder. The drive home took 20 minutes. Jennifer watched familiar streets. Some showed tornado damage, roofs with blue tarps, empty lots where houses used to stand. More was rebuilding. Their house had survived, minor damage, some missing shingles, a broken window, but standing. Mark had repaired what he could. Jennifer walked through the front door. Everything exactly where she left it that morning in May. Sarah's backpack on the couch, Jacob's toys scattered across the floor, her coffee mug in the sink. Welcome home, Mark said softly. That first week home was harder than expected. Simple tasks felt impossible. Climbing stairs exhausted her. Standing to cook dinner left her back screaming. She had to rest every few hours. The strong woman who'd held a roof was gone. In her place was someone fragile, someone who needed help opening jars. But Sarah and Jacob didn't care. They just wanted their mom back. Jacob climbed into her lap 100 times a day. Sarah showed her every drawing, every toy, every thought. They needed her present, not perfect. Just there. The students kept in touch. Group texts every day, photos of summer activities. Tyler sent updates about his physical therapy. He was learning to walk with leg braces, inspired by Jennifer's recovery. Emma was working through her trauma with her therapist. She'd started volunteering with younger kids who'd survived the tornado. Mia had become an advocate for diabetes awareness. started a blog, was speaking at schools about emergency preparedness for kids with medical conditions. Marco was taking engineering courses online, designing buildings that could withstand anything nature threw at them. All of them changed by those 12 minutes. All of them moving forward. Principal Watkins called 3 weeks after Jennifer got home. The dedication ceremony is scheduled for October 15th. The new building will be ready. We'd love for you to speak. No pressure, but the kids want to hear from you. Jennifer looked at the calendar. October 15th, 5 months after the tornado. 5 months of healing, of nightmares decreasing, of learning to walk again, of becoming whole. I'll do it, she said. I'll speak. Because those kids deserve to hear it from her. Deserve to know that surviving something terrible didn't mean you were broken forever. That you could heal, that you could go back. October 15th arrived with clear blue skies. Not a cloud anywhere. The kind of perfect fall day that made you forget Oklahoma could be dangerous. Jennifer stood in front of her bathroom mirror, straightening her dress. Navy blue. Professional. The back was loose enough to hide her brace. She still wore it for major activities. Probably would for another 6 months. Mark appeared in the doorway. You ready? No, but I'm going anyway. The new Jennifer Martinez Elementary School sat on the same land as the old one. Same address. But everything else was different. State-of-the-art construction, reinforced concrete walls, impact-resistant windows, and in the center, a tornado shelter that could hold 1,200 people, could seal in under 90 seconds, could withstand an EF-5 direct hit. Jennifer's classroom, room 14, was on the north side, same position as before. But this time, she'd have a shelter door 20 feet away. The parking lot was packed. Parents, teachers, school board members, news crews. Everyone wanted to see the dedication. Jennifer hated the attention, but she understood it. People needed heroes, needed to believe that ordinary people could do extraordinary things. Tyler met her at the entrance, walking, actually walking, wearing leg braces and using forearm crutches, but on his feet. He'd worked 5 months to make this happen. Miss Martinez, he grinned, ready to see our new classroom. Our classroom. I'm in your homeroom again. All 23 of us are. We requested it. Jennifer's eyes welled up. All of you. Every single one. We're room 14. We're staying room 14. They walked through the halls together, Jennifer moving slowly with her cane, Tyler matching her pace. The new building smelled like fresh paint and possibility. Room 14 was bigger than the old one, brighter. Windows on 2 sides, and against the north wall in the exact same position sat the piano. The Baldwin upright from 1968, refinished, restored, but unmistakably the same instrument that had saved their lives. Jennifer walked to it, ran her fingers over the keys. Someone had tuned it. The notes rang clear and true. We found it in the rubble, Principal Watkins said from the doorway. Structurally sound, just needed cosmetic work. Jennifer sat on the bench, her back protested but held. She played a simple melody, nothing fancy, just proof that her fingers still remembered. The other 22 students filed in, 8th graders now, taller, older, changed by what they'd survived but not defined by it. Emma hugged her first, then Mia, then Marco, then all of them, pressing close, hands on her shoulders and arms, connecting the way they'd connected in those 12 minutes. They walked together to the center of the building. The shelter door was massive, steel reinforced, painted bright yellow. Above it, a digital display showed capacity and current occupancy. 0, waiting. We run drills every week, Principal Watkins explained. Average shelter time is 73 seconds from alarm to seal. We're aiming for 60. Jennifer nodded. 73 seconds. She'd had less than that on May 20th. Had made a choice in under 30 seconds that saved 23 lives. This shelter meant future teachers wouldn't have to make that choice. Wouldn't have to use their bodies as shields. The dedication ceremony started at 2 o'clock. 400 people packed into the new gymnasium. Jennifer sat on the stage between the governor and the state superintendent. Her back was already aching. The brace dug into her ribs, but she smiled through the speeches. Then it was her turn. Jennifer walked to the podium. No cane. She'd left it backstage. Wanted to stand on her own for this. The crowd went silent. She looked at her students. All 23 sitting together in the third row. Tyler gave her a thumbs up. 5 months ago, Jennifer started, I made a decision that changed my life. Changed 23 lives. When the sirens went off that day, I had maybe 30 seconds to choose. Run for the shelter or stay in my classroom. The shelter was 200 yards away. My student Tyler uses a wheelchair. My student Mia needed her insulin. Running meant leaving them behind or risking all of us in the open. So I stayed. She paused, took a breath. Her back throbbed, but she pushed through. I'm not telling you this because I'm a hero. I'm telling you because I'm a teacher, and teachers protect their students. That's the job, not just curriculum and grades. The protection, the fierce protection that says these kids matter more than anything else. Parents in the audience were crying now. Teachers too. But here's what I learned in those 12 minutes. I wasn't alone. Those 23 kids didn't just hide while I held a door. They helped. They supported each other. They kept me conscious when I was fading. They pushed up on that door when my arms gave out. They saved themselves as much as I saved them. She gestured to the gymnasium around them, to the reinforced walls, to the shelter entrance visible through the doorway. This building is safer than the last one. This shelter is state-of-the-art. But none of it matters if we don't teach our kids to be like Room 14, to help each other, to stay calm in crisis, to push up on the door when the weight gets too heavy, because that's what saves lives. Not just walls and shelters, community, connection, the knowledge that we hold each other up. Jennifer's voice cracked. She steadied it. 7 students died on May 20th, 7 teachers and staff. I think about them every day. Wonder why my room survived when theirs didn't. And I've realized something. I can't change what happened. Can't bring them back. But I can honor them by making sure it never happens again. By teaching in this building. By making every student understand that they matter. That someone will hold the door for them. Always. She looked directly at her students. At Tyler standing now on his braces. At Emma smiling through tears. You held me up when I thought I couldn't hold anymore. You are my heroes. All of you. And I will spend the rest of my teaching career making sure every student who walks into room 14 knows what I learned from you. That love is stronger than tornadoes. That community is stronger than concrete. That we survive together or not at all. The applause started before she finished. A standing ovation that went on for 3 full minutes. But Jennifer barely heard it. She was watching her students, watching them stand and clap and cry and smile, watching them whole and alive and thriving. That was worth everything. Worth the broken spine and the nightmares and the months of therapy. Worth the pain she'd carry for the rest of her life. After the ceremony, Jennifer stood in room 14 alone. The crowd had dispersed. The news crews had packed up. Just her and the piano and the empty desk waiting for Monday morning. The door opened. Mark stood there with Sarah and Jacob, her family. Mommy, is this where you work? Sarah asked, running to her desk. This is it. This is room 14. Jacob toddled to the piano, pressed a key. Middle C. The note rang clear. He looked back at Jennifer with delight. Music. That's right. That's the piano that saved Mommy and her students. Mark pulled up a student desk, sat down backwards. How are you feeling? Really? Tired, back hurts, but good. Really good. You think you're ready to be back in a classroom full time. Jennifer considered this. Was she ready? Her back still needed the brace. Her nightmares had decreased but hadn't stopped. She still flinched during thunderstorms. But 23 students would walk into this room Monday morning expecting their teacher. Expecting someone who understood what they'd survived. I'm ready, she said. I have to be. Monday morning arrived. Jennifer got to school an hour early, stood in her classroom, checked her lesson plans, adjusted desks, waited. The bell rang at 8:15. Her students arrived first. All 23 of them. They'd coordinated this, wanted to enter room 14 together. Tyler came through the door first on his crutches, Emma right behind him, then Mia and Marco and all the others. They took their assigned seats, looked at Jennifer, waiting. She walked to the front of the room, stood there without her cane, just their teacher, ready to teach. "Good morning, room 14. "Good morning, Miss Martinez," they said in unison. Jennifer smiled, felt something in her chest loosen, something that had been tight since May 20th. She was home, actually home, here, in this classroom, with these students. This was where she belonged. "Let's start with roll call, because I need to see all your faces, need to know you're all here." She called each name. Each student answered. 23 voices, all present, all accounted for, all alive. When she finished, Tyler raised his hand. "Miss Martinez, can we do something before we start class?" "What's that?" He looked at the other students. They nodded. Then, as one unit, all 23 of them stood. "We wanted to say thank you," Tyler said, "for holding the door, for not letting go, for giving us a future." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. "You held it with me," she said. "Never forget that. We held it together." They sat down. Jennifer opened her lesson plan book, 8th grade math, algebra, functions and equations, the normal stuff that kids needed to learn to move forward with their lives. But first she walked to the piano, lifted the lid. Inside, someone had mounted a small brass plaque. She read it aloud. "Room 14, May 20th, 2013. 23 students, 1 teacher, 12 minutes. Survived together." She closed the lid gently, turned back to her class. "Okay, let's learn something today." And they did, because that's what survivors do. They move forward, they learn, they grow, they hold each other up. Just like they always had, just like they always would. If this story meant something to you, drop a comment and share it. It helps the next person find their way here.